Hi there, it's Jeff. I've just finished making this bedside table, one of my latest projects, and those that follow me will notice I have done bedside table projects in the past. This one's a little bit different. This one features a nice shadow line effect on the top here. It's got some nice antique bronze handles, and it features a nice raw birch ply Laminex board, which I've used something different this time as well. So join me in this video and I'll show you how I made this bedside table step by step. Okay, in these first few clips here, you'll see me basically putting this carcass or the frame of this cabinet together. And I've used pocket hole jig with this cabinet to screw together. I just found it's just more discreet. You just don't see any of the fixings or how it's put together because it's all behind or underneath the cabinet. So it works well. And then when I attach the back and the bottom of this cabinet, as you can see, to the side panels, the two side panels, I've actually done a few biscuit along that edge, the bottom edge as well, but I've just basically used that to align those two components together. So the bottom is flush with the bottom of the side panel there. And it was just, purely just for alignment. It wasn't really for strength or gluing together. It was just mainly to align those pieces together a little bit easier. So apart from that, just screwing these pieces together using the pocket holes. And you might notice that when I do, on some occasions here when I'm putting them together, I like to clamp using just like a sash clamp or a bar clamp, and I'll clamp my position. I'll clamp my pieces into position using that clamp, just so it prevents the panels from drifting or moving off your points when you're screwing with those pocket holes, because they tend to do that because they're on an aggressive angle. Okay, the next step here is I've pre-made some strips in the same material, and I've edged the front edge that you're going to see. And this becomes the actual side cleats that the drawer front will actually close onto. And this is where it prevents having to do another skin or another cabinet on the inside. But it's quite easy, just making some strips, and I've screwed them in. I've just set it back the thickness of the material that I am using, so the drawer front comes flush with my side panels. And next step here, I'm just screwing in a top rail. I'll do a back rail as well, and then I will start making some side cleats for my runners to screw onto, which will be the same sort of configuration. Okay, here in this next step, I'm just fixing down the inside cleats that the runners will mount to. I've just positioned them in between the front cleat as well, and I've also matched the grain as well, if you've noticed, with the inside panels, and edged them. Not that you will see much of this anyway when you open up the drawer. You're probably not going to see too much of it at all, but it's just an extra detail that I do. And I've also mounted those side cleats, the fixings of them, in a way that the runner actually hides the mounting screws beside the back one there. But it's just an extra detail that I do that you're not going to see too much of it anyway. And it's just a matter of mounting those screws on using some 5/8 screws, and then you'll see me preparing my shadow line. And this is just a bit of 3/8 raw MDF. I've primed it and then sprayed it gold to try and match my bronze antique handles that I'm going to be using. And I've cut this to size, just a little bit under size of my top that I'm going to be using. And here I've got my top upside down with the shadow line on top of it in position. I've just spaced it around about 1/4 of an inch from the edge using a bit of I've cut material, pre-drilled, and I'm screwing this to the underside of the top. So when you turn this around and put this on top of your cabinet, that will give you the shadow line feature. You'll only see that little edge. So it's a matter of just screwing or lining up this top to the sides and the back and the front. I've designed this so it's actually flush with my sides, but you could also do that oversize if you wanted to. But again, I've just made mine level with the sides and the front drawers and the back, and then I'll be clamping this into position front and back, and then screwing this from the underside of the using the rails that I mounted on the top of my cabinet, and this will hold and secure the top to my cabinet. Okay, the last step here is just preparing my kick base for the cabinet to sit on, and it was just basically 3 pieces of the material, same material. I mitered the fronts, glued them, then I've just screwed in a couple of rails, front and back, and then that will be screwed in from the bottom, so you don't see any screws as also on the inside. So just screwing that into position, and then it's a matter of making the drawers, fitting the drawers, and lining up the drawer fronts with perfect gaps. If you want more detail into the making and fitting of drawer fronts, I've done another video on that on my YouTube channel you can actually watch. And then just fitting off my drawers, clipping the drawers into place, and that was basically it. Well, there you go. Another bedside table project finished. Hope you like this this build. I'm really happy with the way this one turned out, and I really like the shadow line feature that's in it, along with the nice antique bronze handles, which are also a feature in itself, adding to this bedside table. Now, this one here I did a little bit different to my other project build that I did last time on the bedside tables. This one I've used some, as you would have seen in the video, some side cleats, and used those on the side of the end panels here. Put this construction together with some biscuits, as you would have seen. It just makes the unit a little bit lighter instead of having another skin inside. But yeah, really happy with the way this turned out. And I hope you enjoyed this video or got some inspiration out of it for yourself. That just about wraps up this video for today. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, press like, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up to date with all the other latest videos that I bring out. And hopefully I will see you in one of my next videos.